Hi, welcome to the Level 30 podcast by Scots for whoever wants to listen. Okay, so today we don't really have a topic, we're just going to ramble and see what happens. But first of all, we're going to go round and introduce ourselves. So, my name is Jen, I am mid 30s, ginger, and don't really know what I'm doing here in terms of I'm not an experienced gamer, I'm just here for the vibes. Alright, and then we're going to pass it over to the right.
Which is Isla,
Go on,
I
Scott.
believe.
Oh, well, okay, cool. Right, and I think you were pointing in the other direction, and I'm on the other
It's
side.
different for context. It's different for everyone's screen.
Okay, so I am Isla, also known as Zesty whenever I remember to stream. I'm also an amateur gamer, but I'm trying to branch out into new things and try things, mainly to try and wind up Walt and piss him off as much as possible. Because why? Because it entertains me.
Bonsoir.
I segued you.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, mes amis. Je m'appelle Walt Arcon. Et je ne parle pas français. And that's
that wasn't
French.
I am the more experienced one out of the group in terms of video games. I am also the resident VTuber. I argue with my wife all the time. Just expect domestics constantly within this podcast.
But not
Most
very
of them
good
are
French.
It's fine.
You don't know what I said. I could have said something wrong. You'll need to Google it.
He didn't, because I can speak French, and he didn't.
There we go.
I know all the French swear words, and he said none of them. Hi, I'm Scott. I play games sometimes. I mostly just like to chat shit and make dumb jokes. Hello, everybody.
See that bit at the beginning there where I was like, go to the right, and then obviously Isla's not, she's to my right, but obviously not to her, like, whatever. It reminds me of that scene. Do you remember when they were doing all this, like, promo for the Avengers? And it was, it was the, like, celebrity squares, and they were all in a wee square, and there was one of them, I can't remember who obviously was told that they were going to be in the middle square.
Oh, it wasn't for the Avengers.
I thought that was like a Live Aid concert,
That was
and
a
then
COVID.
you had some guy.
He thought he was in the center, so he started pointing like up, down, left, right in the corners, but he was in the bottom right.
Yes.
So yeah, it was. It was like a COVID thing.
It was so cringe. It was so cringe.
But yeah, I remember that him being in the what he thought was the center square, but he was actually off to the side, and he was like, and it was so good. So good. So good.
I guess we'll quickly gloss over it just because, again, just because it's such a great game. Clair Obscure Expedition 33. Scott, have
What's
you...
your hours at?
Oh, that's a good question. My hours, a lot. My progress, not. Because
Scott,
I just...
you picked it up. Sorry, I keep cutting over
Here's
you.
the thing. I've been back into Baldur's Gate with Patch 8 coming out.
No, that's fair.
I've been playing a lot with my Tuesday D&D group. So we've got a 4-player game on the go. Yeah, so that's been really fun.
How dare you?
Been trying out new classes.
For context for people, Patch 8 introduced a lot of new things. They introduced a new subclass for every class, which is cool, but also introduced the main thing, especially I was interested in, because me and Isla might try it, is it's got crossplay now with console and PC and everything, so it's going to be very interesting for that.
You can play on whatever you want.
Oh, so you can play on the PC now?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it will be. It was always on
playing,
PC.
Can I join your campaign?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Because the only thing that's put me off playing Baldur's Gate has been the fact that I can't afford a PlayStation 5.
Me and Scott are working on that.
It's not on PS4. Is it just PS5?
No, it's just PS5.
It's just PS5.
Just PS5.
It is just PS5. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was on PS4 as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's cheap on like in CEX now, because a lot of people might have traded it in. But yes, continue. Sorry.
Jammy doesn't have a PS5.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about that part.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not the expense of the game, which at 60 quid is still pretty high.
Don't have a PS5. I'm poor. You give me money. Hey, you listen to this podcast. You give me money.
Yeah.
Yes.
People listening or watching the podcast. Yeah. If you look at the bottom of the screen right now, there is a link.
To a Patreon we're about to set up.
Please help me. I'm poor. Yeah, because that's the only thing that's put me like. Honestly, I've told so many people I want to play Baldur's Gate. I want to play Baldur's Gate. Don't have a PS5. Don't have a PS5, but I want to play it because obviously it's right up my street. It's role playing, which I'm like just so good. And currently at the time of recording, we won't give away the date. You don't need to know our schedule. I currently have 9 days off work. Count them, 9. Could I possibly sacrifice 4 or 5 days to the pursuit of Baldur's Gate? Absolutely, I hear you ask.
Yep. I'm all over that.
It's also interesting as well because with it, whoever is the host, if they have mods in the game, it is transferred to everybody else. So like one of the like more popular mods is like extra races and extra classes and everything. So it's really cool with that. Like to actually being able to play it on a PS5 and get mods is really cool. So
yeah, because they've implemented mods on the PS5 version as well. So
I didn't know
there
that.
are
Sweet.
Yeah, so that came with, I think, like halfway through patch 7. I might be wrong. However, there are a shitload of mods that have been greenlit for PS5. So you can download mods on PS5 now, which is fantastic. They've got a built-in mod store. You don't pay for anything, obviously, it's all free. Because Larian are the goats.
I'm going to make Scott create a mods 101 for idiots. Because I don't have a clue how to you got us mods for Borderlands, and I was like, "What is this magic?" So
the only mods I've ever been able to get have been for The Sims, and it was just really not safe for work stuff. Let's just say that, okay? Just say that.
I know what the step-for-step guide is going to be for that mod pack. That
it will be anyone like Isla who's an idiot. What you want to do is go to the browser. Anyone like Isla who's an idiot, you want to type in www. Anyone who's an idiot like Isla will want to hit the download button, and then you will want to go to the downloads folder, and you want to then go through the folder to downloads, then to documents, and then to install.
It's not even that complicated.
And you want to right click. Install Isla. Don't get lost. I'm going to make you pictures. I'm going to make you a step-by-step guide, including pictures. Yeah. And I'm going to show you if you get to this stage. You've not followed the instructions. You've done this wrong because you're an idiot. That's what I need. And I actually want Scott to voice over all of this, going,
I'll do it Baldur's Gate narrator style.
Scott, you have to do a narrator style, Jurassic Park style, where you go, that's not the right folder.
Hey, it's longer than the instructions that I was going to say. It was just going to be a notepad, and it just says, "Get Walt to do it." Oh,
I mean, mine is just open the game, click mod manager, download mods
edit,
you want.
Edit.
Go on, dox yourself.
Yeah. So, you need to fake laugh then. The notepad was going to be much longer than I thought it was going to be, because it would just be Scott saying a notepad just saying, "Get Walt to do it."
I've had your notepads before, and I've still gotten lost on them. So we're gonna test Scott's level of "you're an idiot, Isla. Do it this way."
I'm gonna make you a notepad right now. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna send it over to you.
Speaking of D&D, how do we all feel about the evolution of D&D? Like,
what do you mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
As in how it's get popular.
In joke nobody fucking gets. What do you mean?
What do you mean? So, I, for one, grew up thinking Dungeons and Dragons was
ultimate nerddom. What the fuck?
Like, you're a massive VL. Like, you'll never have love. Like, you're just gonna live in your mom's basement. I don't know anybody in Scotland who has a basement, by the way. Can I just point that out, right? But like, Americanisms took over, and it's like, you're gonna live in your mom's basement. And that was always the thing with D&D. And then I don't know when it changed for me, Because I think I thought it was one thing, and then when I actually started playing it, I realised it wasn't that thing either. And interestingly enough, there's people at work that I've been like educating on, oh, like I'm playing D&D tonight, and they're like, you play D&D? And I'm like, yeah, what do you think it is? And they always come back with the same sort of like, you're a massive VL, like blah, blah, blah. And they're always really shocked to find out that I enjoy playing D&D. But when I explain the concept, they always go, actually, that sounds really fun. And I'm like, yeah, it's because it is fun. So when did that change? What sort of started? I don't know if that's just a shit point of conversation, but I feel there's like an unconscious bias about D&D until I would say, I hate to mention it because I fucking hate the show, The Big Bang Theory. I hate it. I think it's so
But it
sexist.
didn't feature heavily in The Big Bang Theory.
No, it featured as a laugh track. It featured as something to be laughed at, but it wasn't until I think probably Stranger Things that people kind of caught on to like, this could be cool. But I don't know. Where do you think that bias comes from? Is that a shit topic? Like, we cannot.
No.
No, that's a really good
It
topic.
has always been portrayed as 4 neck-bearded men sitting around a table, right? Sitting around a table, BO, basement, and like computers and nerdy shit and glasses and acne, and it's never been the cool shit, right? What was that movie? Was it Role Models a couple of years ago that came out? And yes, right, okay.
That was LARPing.
That was LARPing, but it was that sort of persona of anyone not in the cool kids, you know, they're nerdy nerds would play D&D.
You fucking nerd.
Nerds.
I just want to point out, Role Models did not come out a couple of years ago, Isla.
Yeah, it was like 2006 or 7 or something.
No.
Almost 20 years ago. Almost 20 years ago. Yeah.
Jesus.
That was like the second movie McLovin done, really, wasn't it?
No, we're not talking about that. Okay, we're not going on that tangent to acknowledge that I'm old. Okay, fuck off.
We're all old. It's called level 30 because we're in our 30s. We're all old. It's fine. That's the premise of the podcast.
Take a sip of your drink. You're all good.
So that's the impression that the media gives, right? That's the impression that's perpetuated. And it was the same with Buffy, wasn't it? There was that group of little nerds that were like the computer. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and they turned out to be like, I'm sorry,
super evil
predators. Let's just say.
Yes, yeah. Okay,
Why
we're
does
not making that
everyone-
link.
No, okay. That's fine.
We're not making the link between D&D players and predators, okay?
We're not.
We're all D&D players.
In Buffy they are. In Buffy they would just want to control women. That's their whole thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of incel vibes.
So I suppose the other question is, how do women get involved in D&D? Because it's always men in the media that are portrayed in it.
Exactly.
So-
right. Exactly. Because this is what happens.
Wait, before this rant, I got slightly confused because for one brief moment, my brain clicked off and it was mentioning Predators, and I was thinking of the film Predators with D&D, and I was just
Warren from Buffy was in Predators playing D&D.
Like, Buffy fought Predator, the Predator. There'd be a comic.
That would be a good episode.
There probably is a comic. There's probably a comic about it.
That'd be really good.
In The Big Bang Theory. So I'm watching The Big Bang Theory for the very first time because I've been told by countless people, you will love this. What are you talking about? All the Star Trek cameos. If you don't know me, I'm a big Star Trek nerd. Like all the Star Wars thing, like everything, or Lord of the Rings, everything you could ever want in a TV show, Jen. And all I'm seeing is tired jokes that I could write myself, fake laughter, and sexism. Like, what do you mean, women? Like, even the smart women, even when they bring in Amy and Bernadette, they're still not interested in Star Trek, Star Wars. They think it's stupid. They talk down to them. How dare you play this? What a waste of your fucking life this is, etc., etc. So there's no real representation for women. I think, Isla, you would totally agree with this. So it's always been a sort of male-dominated thing, which again then biases women to be like, well, I can't like D&D because the only people who like D&D are men, and like I can't get involved in this, and blah blah blah.
That's what stopped me from playing for so long. Like
Totally,
it was
me
that
too.
I didn't think I'd enjoy it because I was so hesitant to go down. I'm a nerd, but I'm not that level of nerd. So I fed into the stigma.
Yeah. Whereas now
Go on.
we're in a fantastic group every single week, and we fucking love. And it, by the way, it's an all female group with Scott as DM. So
Yeah.
by the way, represent. Anyway,
Yeah.
Scott, I know you're burning to like add to this.
Go on. I'm interested to hear this.
Like I'm more than happy to let you guys speak. But there is a good reason for that. So, I don't know if these are kind of colloquial terms that people would use, but there are two kinds of D&D in my mind. There's straight D&D and there's queer D&D. Straight D&D is I want to go and roll dice and get in combat all the time, and then queer D&D is I want to roleplay a game where I pretend to kiss my friends. And that's the type that we play.
Fuck.
And
guys, I'm in straight D&D. I better leave.
you can enjoy a straight D&D playstyle in a queer D&D game. You cannot enjoy a queer D&D playstyle in a straight D&D game. So the games that we play are focused on story, and the way that I always try and do it is to include a bit of what everyone likes. So obviously Jen, Megan, and Louise all love the story. They live for the RP of it. Louise really likes combat as well. So Louise is a very much like all-rounder of a person. And Isla, you really like the combat.
I fucking love combat. I don't want to romance anyone. I am disgusted by the idea of going, oh, hi. Like, I'll do flirty, because I do flirty in my own, but I do not want to romance anyone. I don't want the complications of having a relationship in roleplay. What if I do something wrong? What if I... Ooh, no, I don't want that. No.
That's how you played Baldur's Gate as well. You didn't romance anyone.
I didn't... I'm just not interested in it.
Whereas for me, I find combat so unbelievably boring because it's like just waiting to like take a turn. Like it's just waiting. It's just wait. Whereas I want to be
order and structure. Oh, I wonder why I enjoy that.
Yeah, I know, right? Whereas I just want to be creative and like talk shit and hopefully make people laugh or like lighten the mood or just bring like a bit of escapism. Like what would Jen do? Jen could never do that, so my character would obviously do that, like as a bit of escapism. So yeah, there's definitely
in terms of that, like with the combat, like you can put role play in combat. Like yes, there is a structure. Like yes, you have an action. Yes, you have movement, etc. But you can easily just ask Scotkin, here, I want to do this stupid thing. Can I get away with it? And it's up to...
And she does regularly.
Yeah.
I do. I really do.
The actual, like, turning point, I felt like we had a Big Bang Theory that was getting into that terms, but it literally was just laughing. It was laughing at it, like the jokes. It wasn't laughing with, it was laughing at. Like, turning point was a Critical Role. It was podcast Critical Role done by, as Matt Mercer says, nerdy-ass voice actors. And it appealed to a lot of people because it was people playing D&D, they were having fun, but there was also, because it was done by voice actors, they were acting their character's part. And it's like, I'm not being in your guys' session, but like...
You've heard my accent through the walls and it ain't good.
It's not that, but like, yeah, you guys... No, not even that. I'm not like shitting on it. But like, these guys are professional actors. They know how to play characters. They know how to portray it.
They bring the story. They bring the emotional nuances. They bring the dedication to what their character would do, but also the hilarity around that. And then the DM is fantastic in terms of tying in everyone's story, giving each... Yeah, so it brings a little bit of everything in a public sphere, and you've got a good mix of men and women.
It's 3 and 3.
Glorious.
It's 3 and 3 for the men and women.
But like, can I just...
I'm not like, I know you're ready to jump down my throat and go, no, you guys were having fun, and I know you guys, but then that's entertaining you guys. Whereas they what the Critical Role was doing, they know what they're doing. It's like now a multi-million company. They know how to like give it to the broader audience. You guys have fun with your thing, and that's the whole thing that should be portrayed with D&D. People can have fun in their own groups. People have their own jokes.
What I think is really interesting is that non-nerdy women are playing D&D. Have you guys found this? Sorry, Jen, I know I'm talking about...
Jen's dying.
Go on, Jen, go on.
No, on you go. Honestly.
That was my point. I've got a wee story to go.
Non-nerdy women have found D&D, and why do you think that is?
Because my boss does it.
But do you think that's because of like Eddie Munson, like aka Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things, or do you think that it's
No.
just like become more socially acceptable?
I think that a bunch of drama students eventually started doing it, and then they convinced another group, and then it sort of spread. And then eventually you've got people who are not nerds, who don't play video games and don't listen to D&D podcasts, but they've got a pal that goes, we have a session. It's just about
Do you want to jump
like,
in? Yeah.
like adventuring, and come and give it a go and see if you like it. And then you've got like the lines of what a D&D player is blurring because it's suddenly becoming a hobby as opposed to a nerdy hobby.
Yeah.
Go on, Jammy. Go on. I want to hear this.
Right. It's just piggybacking off of what Walt said, right? Being like, oh, voice actors and stuff like that, right? My last campaign, right? I played a rock gnome called Zaldon Sparklestone. And he was and continues to be the ever-loving love of my life. Did he wear a fedora? Maybe. Is it none of your business? You're damn right. But I did a voice for him I turned up and I embodied him, and I went fully method acting. Like the minute I was logged onto Discord, I was like, okay, I am Zaldon. I only speak Zaldon. What would Zaldon do in this situation? You know, I was going to get one of those rubber bands being like WWXD. What would Zaldon do? Like, fully, I embodied Zaldon, and he's still, like, I'm not even making a joke here when I say he still fully lives within me, and he still fully, like, pops out from time to time. And my whole thing was like, of course, living in such a wound, it's quite good. And his whole purpose, there he is. His whole purpose. So, like, I get what you're saying about, like, yeah, okay, voice actors. But I do feel like amateur players can totally... Like, Zaldon is a part of me now. Like, I love that little Virgin Lips man so much. That little VL bastard so much that my heart could literally burst for him. I cried during the finale. I was inconsolable for days. And it's just such a special connection I think you have with D&D when you pick your character and you work with your character, and all of a sudden it just becomes kind of like a whole other part of your psyche. Not to get too deep, but...
No, that's just it. You put part of your soul into it. You get out of it what you put into it.
Exactly. I shouldn't say Horcrux because we...
So Scott, our DM, made us each individual unique hoodies for the finale, all tied into our own character.
Yeah.
It was glorious.
Yeah, and then we had like the big campaign kind of logo that I'd made on the back.
Oh my god! And it was such a special thing.
The downside is that I was in Subway getting a sandwich, and one guy was like, "Are you playing D&D?" And I was like, "How the fuck do you know that?" He's like, "You've got a cleric symbol on your hoodie," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm identifiable. Oh, I don't like this at all. Please don't talk to me. I just want a meatball marinara."
To like continue on with like my kind of long-winded thing, like, hey, I know you were saying like the voice acting, but they had the big production, so they were able to produce that, and it got widespread, and that's how they were able to do it. The other thing you quickly mentioned, Stranger Things, that kind of made it popular, and then Wizards of the Coast, who own D&D and all that, got bought over by Hasbro, or they were already owned by Hasbro, and Hasbro, being Hasbro, were like, this makes us money. We're going to pump everything we have into this to make it accessible. And by just advertising, even though they have now butchered it for the long-running fans, there's also the accessibility. We like talked about this before, about like video games, about making video games accessible, like with the yellow paint. If I was to get you guys to try and play D&D 3.5, you guys would go, no. You would not want to...
tried. It fucking like, it's really good if you want that.
Oh yeah,
if you want a crunchy system, great.
Okay, guys, you've gone into jargon. What the fuck is 3.5?
Like, so currently you guys are playing D&D 5.
5e?
5e. 5th edition,
yeah. So this is a D&D...
I don't want a big background of lore, but what is...
Jammy, there you go. You can...
It's like having the latest iPhone running on like iOS 12 or like 7 or something. So it's like it works, but it's clunky and it kind of crashes a little bit and it's not that good.
Give me an example.
Like your software isn't up to date. Okay.
So just like the website is bad. Or like the rules are changed so that every time you have a long rest, you have to roll your dice to see if you get spell slot back. Like,
so it's a different system. So 5e has the concept of rests, like you just said, like the short rest, the long rest, that sort of thing. So these elements are present in earlier editions of the game, but there are different rules around things. So the most popular one that I've heard about is Thaco, which is 2-hit armor class 0, which instead of having a set armor class that you roll for, you have this number that you have to hit a 0 with, and it's very convoluted and long and confusing.
So they made it more player friendly.
Yes,
which
they made
then
it more
attracted
streamlined,
more people to it.
Yeah.
Fine.
But
that's what businesses should be doing if you want people to join in.
That's what I was saying.
Also, Baldur's Gate made a big difference.
Yeah. Oh, hugely.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate done it as well. But quickly jumping to 3.5. 3.5, a lot of people like that game because though complicated, you can make stupid, like you can already be a god in the 5th edition, but in 3.5, even though they two are having fun having a dance, you can do the most stupid builds. Like you can just like turn people into like gold or something like that. You can literally make spells. You can literally make spells in 3.5. But that's the change in the more accessibility as well. Like I was trying to give the example there was, and unless somebody has anything to continue on with that, because Isla has been we talked about it in previous.
We're going on a massive fucking segue.
Yeah, no, but it's that.
I was just gonna say it actually also does depend on who you're playing with because, well, I joined your D&D group for one session in total, and I felt so ostracized, which you didn't make me feel ostracized, by the way. This was like totally like self-esteem issues and like all that jazz.
Understandable.
But you guys played it in such a different way in which I would play it that when I was doing the things that I thought were like funny or inventive or something, it kind of went against the grain of what you guys were used to or what you guys were like the expectant.
You have to vibe with the group you're playing with.
That's it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So when I was doing stuff and I just felt like, oh, that's not landed, that joke's not landed, or they don't really vibe with that, which is fine because you guys play it in a completely different way in which I played it. So it is totally like a roll of the dice, and we've had some bad experiences about who you actually play with.
It's like a group project. Some people will do what some people will. Yeah.
Do we want to then talk about the big one about Borderlands then?
Yeah.
Fucking £80 for a fucking
game.
Okay,
right. Yeah.
Okay, hold your outrage.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Hold your
outrage. I was trying to like say what do we want to talk about, and then you went on your.
No. I can segue. We're talking about Baldur's Gate. We're talking about D&D. £60 for a game last year was fucking expensive. Was I willing to pay it? Yes, I was. £80 for a game. £80 for a fucking game.
I'm gonna love editing this episode.
Yeah.
Why?
Alright, cool.
Okay, so we're segueing away from the D&D chat.
Yes.
There's a nice easy edit for you all. So we're going away from the D&D chat. I think we've talked that to death. I mean, I could talk about that literally all night.
We always have.
Yeah,
but
me too.
The current game news is Borderlands 4, which is me, Scott, and Isla's one and true only love. Much like Zelda and Sparklestone is to me. It's my only true love as well. £80. They came out with a price point. 80 fucking pounds. Do you know how many hours I would need to work in order to afford that game? Like, I'm sorry. Suck my fucking dick. Are you see £80? £80.
The fucking CEO of Gearbox. I'm reading this verbatim, by the way. This is not paraphrased.
No, keep going. I've got a devil's advocate once you finish.
Oh, fantastic. The CEO of Gearbox, this is word for word the tweet that he posted. Someone asked about the price of the game. Randy Pitchford, CEO of Gearbox, said, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen.
Right. This bothers me. This bothers me a lot, okay? That's a clickbait article. Do you know why? Because the full interview was not covered. His quoted segments are not fully explained until you read further in. So yes, he said that. Yes, not my call. And the part saying, fuck, I've forgotten what it is already.
If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen.
If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. Yes, he said that, but there's more information about that in terms of costs are going up, staff costs are going up, the technology needed to create games is going up. So in order to help balance their costs, they're going to have to, potentially look at increasing the price of the game. What he said and how he said it was outrageous, awful. But it needed more context, and the way it was being reported is a clickbait article.
I will say the full context of this tweet, he does say, A, not my call, B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. He then goes on to say, my local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. So he's tried to give an example there, and I understand what he's saying, but they're not getting good press right now. They really aren't. And I mean, if you can take something so easily out of context, I mean, even in context, you could argue that's in bad taste.
Yeah. Not when they're literally boxing up blocks of cheese and putting alarms on them. Do they not realize we are living in a cost of living crisis where, I'm sorry, I bought mozzarella today for haggis nachos and it was £2.50. £2.50 for mozzarella. I'm sorry, none of us I get that. Oh my god, my multi-million dollar fucking game company is we need to increase costs. I don't know. Maybe take some away from that fucking yacht that you have in St. Bart's. I don't know if that's true. I don't really particularly care. But
there's a different discussion to be had about the price CEOs are paid and their bonuses and all that other shit. A little segue is one of the studios that put out a game recently has decided to give the bonus money, give the excess profit to their staff, which is fucking fantastic, and I will find out where that's from.
Well, how much was Clair Obscure Expedition 33?
£40.
Right.
Yeah.
Half the price. Half price. Game of the year already. Buzz. Yeah. There's buzz. There's general buzz. Game of the year, probably. £40, right? Mm-hmm. And I get it. It's a fantastic game. I've watched Walt stream. I've watched a couple of people stream it. Looks fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So I get Borderlands 4, which has been in production since I don't know when, but a long fucking time. Yeah. There's not a single way for you to drop that price point down. At some point it just seems like greed, because when the rest of the world is struggling financially I struggle to live. I'm just gonna hold my hands up and say my job doesn't cover all my bills, my mortgage, my electrics went up, my council taxes went up, everything has went up. The one escapism I had is food, but we won't get into that. And gaming. And it's only games that I've already purchased. So, of course, that's making me be okay, well, I'll just wait until it's in CEX for a 10. I'll just wait.
Well, that's what I did with, what was it, God of War? Or, what's the one with Alloy in it? Well, you'll know this. But yeah, I wanted to play them, went on eBay and found it secondhand. Because I'd rather pay a tenner for it.
Yeah, and surely that's not good business. Surely that's not good business. You know what I mean? Drop, I don't know. I don't know the schematics of it. I don't really care. But if you're pricing something at £80, it better clean my house and make me shit gold. Okay?
So I would argue that if you're going to charge a premium, I want you to pay your staff and retain your staff after the game is published. I don't want this fire and rehire sort of thing. I'd like quite a bit of stability. There's been a whole issue with writers and developers getting the sack as companies cut costs. And I'd say that if you're going to charge a premium, I expect you to treat your staff as a premium. That's the caveat for me, is that I'll pay a bit extra if I know that you're going to treat them right. In the same way, Walt Dropout have announced that they're putting their price up for new subscribers.
It used to be called Schumer, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
TV
A studio.
shows.
It's a studio in America creating nerdy or comedy content, but they pay their contributors decent fucking money despite being a small company compared to others. They treat them properly, and they have like decency for the welfare. Yes, yeah. So it was really funny. They put out a video going, we're going to put the price up, the subscription price, from like $5 up to $6 for new subscribers. If you're already subscribing, your cost isn't going to increase. And I was just like, you know what? I wouldn't mind if you put your price up for current subscribers, because you pay people correctly, and I'm more willing to back that than I am other companies that don't treat their staff well.
Yeah, it's like when you go, like when it's like payday and you were like, do you know what? I deserve an M&S burger because I'm sick of eating fucking gristle from other supermarkets. You know, I'm sick of paying like £1.29 for basically like, I don't know. We're not going to get into legal battles here, right? But you know the point I'm making is like sometimes
it's the difference between free range organic eggs and
the chickens are happy, therefore happy. Like you're willing to pay a little bit more because you're like, at least the chickens are happy and they're running free and they're having a great time. Versus, well, these chickens are fucking miserable and I'm still paying an inflated cost. Like, I get you. It's just, I don't know. It's not the vibe, and it's totally put me off. And the other thing about Borderlands, Scott, which you told me, which I honestly felt like a Facebook maw. You better explain this right now.
So, right, I've got an article up because I'm not 100% clued up on this. However, people who own the previous Borderlands games are now doing what's called review bombing. So they are going back and leaving negative reviews on the older games due to a change in the user agreement with the Borderlands games. So it is a company called Take-Two. I believe they provide the online services for Borderlands. I may be wrong on that. However, the new terms of service are put in such a way that they can access the root of your computer. People are calling it spyware. It's being touted as a way to make sure, like it's an anti-cheat software type of thing. And what I really hope is that the review bombing works and, they change it, because they don't need root access to your device for that. That is a complete breach of privacy.
Root access is like information. So when I log in, I've put in the name of me, my date of birth. I've got to have like security access. That's what they have access to.
So it's the highest level of permission on your computer, which allows you to make changes, run any command. You get administrator privileges to that device.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah, this is what's making me feel like a Facebook mole when they all. And I said this in the group chat where I was like, capital letters, I do not give permission for Facebook to steal my photos or identity. Share this with 5 friends, blah, 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 that scam thing. Yeah. But it genuinely does feel a little bit like that, where you're like, well, I mean, I'm not going to lie, guys. When I first got my laptop, I used it as a sort of very depressing video diary, where I would be like, April 22nd, I want to die today. And then I would just start sobbing to the camera. Like, I don't want Takes Two or whatever the fuck it's called to have access to that, to be like, look, there's a fucking VL. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking crying because whatever. I don't need that in my life, and that actually scares me. It's the reason why I don't do mods as well, because I'm always scared of like viruses or like something like hacking I've got a little bit of tape over my webcam thing. Like, I'm so fucking para about these things, that it just fills me with fear. So again, makes me not want to buy your game,
Yeah. So between that, the $80, the remark made by the CEO, Borderlands is getting a lot of really negative press right now. But one of the things I do think gives us a glimmer of hope is something that happened a little while ago with Helldivers. They had a similar issue where Helldivers 2, I should say, Helldivers 2. They had a similar issue where something was changed in their game that users didn't like. People then went to review bomb the shit out of Helldivers, which went from overwhelmingly positive to overwhelmingly negative very, very quickly. And the funny thing about that game is it's all about like, oh, democracy, super Earth, fuck yeah, we love it. And they were like, okay, yeah, we hear you guys. We're changing it back to the way it was. And I really hope that, Borderlands will follow suit. I've just looked it up. Take-Two is an American video game company that owns the publishing label 2K Games. So it's not even just the online provider, it's the top of the company, which is even worse, which is even more insane. You don't need root access. You absolutely do not. That's where these price points have come from, by the way. It comes from the kind of generated data, like what are people willing to pay for things they love? And the whole $80 price point for video games, just to come back to that's been kind of talked about in the background of the games industry for a while, since, the PS5 and things were launched. The next generation of gaming always costs more. And that goes up in line with the sort of cost of living. It goes up in line with inflation. Unfortunately, wages, at least in the UK, have not gone up in line with that. And that's why it's such a big deal. But the issue is, and Randy made a good fucking point, if you want to, you will find a way. And unfortunately, that's true, because Nintendo are launching their new console soon. I won't date the podcast, but it's not out yet. They're launching it soon. I will not be buying that until they release a new Pokemon game, and then I'll go, fuck it. Why not? I need to play that new Pokemon game because I love Pokemon. I grew up with it.
You have to dig
and that's
deep,
how they
mate.
get you. Brand loyalty.
Okay, so if you've got a £60 game versus an £80 game, and if 100 people buy the £60 game, but actually like 90 people will buy the £80 game, they make a bigger profit off of the higher cost, even though they lose a few people. So they're judging who will play it and who will buy it and what their margins will be. And they, it's like the whole luxury product thing. If they get, if they maybe don't want the people who can't afford it or won't be able to afford it or will wait, they want the people who will spend on that and then will spend on all the extras that go with it and then all the in-game additional extras and whatever, and then they'll upgrade their whatever and they'll get all the extra skins, and then so that's who they want to attract. They want to attract people who will spend more because that's how they make their money.
Exactly. And I think this is kind of a conspiracy theory that I have, but a lot of games will launch and they'll have the basic edition, the deluxe edition, and then like the ultimate edition. And I think part of that is to gauge how much people are willing to pay for games.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes you get like one or two cosmetic things with it. Not even that much of a deal. But yeah, I think that is one of the things that they're using to gauge, what should we price next generation games at? And unfortunately, as I said, people will find a way to make it work. It's not a nice thing to say as the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company who are releasing.
Like true, but you shouldn't say it on the internet.
Exactly right. It's true, but it's a skeezy thing to say from a position of power. I have zero power.
When I am in power, when I am Prime Minister, I will make everything like the same price. So, like, for example,
you'll be rebranding the UK to Poundland.
I will. No, like bottle of vodka, for example, right? £10.
Pound. Oh,
any bottle of vodka, £10, right? Any game, 20 quid. I think that's enough. 20 quid, right? Loaf of bread, £1. Don't care if you get your fucking fancy sourdough, it's £1, right? Any bread.
It's bread.
It's fucking bread. It's £1, right? And I would just like to rebrand stuff like that because that's what makes me happy. Like couple of burgers, that'll be £3. Just £3 for burgers. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand why we can't just be like, here's a good game. This is what it's going to cost. Why is everything? Yeah.
I get that.
Well, while you're prime minister, I'll be CEO of a company, and I'll be fighting you against that because I want to make hella money, and I'm far too greedy to let you do that. And I will pay off anyone. And that ends the podcast. What do I need?
I have MI5 at my disposal. I will make it look like an accident, Isla. Okay.
I have whoever I can pay at my disposal because I'm a big ass.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think multi-billion-dollar corporations have more power than governments. But on that note, I think that's been a very political episode, and we should probably leave it there.
It's been a great.
No. Hang on. What else do I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about DMC.
Oh shit, DMC. Yeah, ignore that bit. Well, cut that out.
Okay, no, this is great. So this is actually perfect because I didn't want to pay money to play an expensive game, but I found a deal where for game 1, 2, and 3 of Devil May Cry, I got for £8.
Nice.
Even though I had it already, and you could have played
it. I wanted it for me. I had £8 in my bank account, not 88. And I wanted to play these games. Okay, so this was inspired because I'd watched the show that was just recently out on TV.
I watched it. Really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
we had a long talk about a lot of the issues we had with it. Overall, decent enough.
Yeah, but I was curious about the origins, so I was like, let's go play these games. £8, glorious. Oh my god, they're hard. They're so hard, and I can't. And I suck at them. And I remember playing the first game like on like a Saturday afternoon, and I was like, I have to engage my brain. This is not Slime Rancher where I can just run around and make mistakes. This is not Borderlands where it's on automatic mode. This is not Baldur's Gate where I can just explore everywhere and come across the right things and I need to make decisions then. This is hard. And then when you die, you get yeeted back to the beginning of the mission and you're like, oh my god. So I remember physically having to engage my brain in that. And then the playthrough and the style's a little bit different. It was sort of satisfying and not. It was very frustrating, but I did enjoy it, and I'm now I'm just on 3.
4.
This is really interesting. Oh shit, I'm on 4. So this is interesting because DMC is Walt's favorite game. But Scott, I want your opinion on the TV show first.
Yeah, so just to kind of boil it down, me and Isla had a pretty lengthy discussion about this. DMC came from early 2000s, Walt, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, it was about 2000s.
Early 2000s, when women in video games were either not present or really badly written.
Oh, I hate this. Yeah, sorry. I should have gone on a feminist rant. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Please do.
Okay, fine. In this game, the main character is male. Of course he is. He's in a Matrixy style leather jacket that happens to be red. He shoots guns and he has far too cocky of an attitude and doesn't carry it off that well. The woman is in a corset with a zigzaggy thing down the front and I think Matrix style glasses. She rocks up, says some flirty lines, goes on a quest with him and then disappears when I have to go play on my own. Doesn't appear unless it's to make some flirty comment or to die. And that repeats in game 2. Different women, just as sexualized. The bad guys who happen to be female are overly sexualized and have their tits out and have no dialogue other than inappropriate conversations that is even worse than his dialogue. And then at the end dies to further his own quest. And in game 4, game 3 has a character from the TV show, short skirt, massive fucking gun, little crop toppy item, and I'm like, you are only there. Oh.
What's her name? What's her name?
Her name
Tell us her fucking
Lady.
name.
Lady, right? Do you want to know why she's called Lady? Because the main character doesn't know her name, asks what her name is, and she's like, I'm not going to tell you. So he just refers to her as her gender, Lady. Turns out her real name is Mary, but she then takes on the name Lady at the end of the game and just names herself a throwaway comment from the main character.
My name
and I'm
is
like,
Ted.
oh,
Shut up.
Oh my god.
It's bad.
Like, it's really bad. It's like I thought.
Yeah, these games were made for like horny teenage boys with who wanted to have a power fantasy and see like a hot woman. Like, yes, I get that, but also fucking hell, man,
It's really
bad.
like
That's horrible.
yeah.
I hate that.
Like it
Good
really
games, though.
it wasn't a big part of the plot, but whenever the female characters appeared, it was like sucking a lemon, okay? It just made me
feminist
bitter.
in you was just fizzing, yeah.
And it was already annoyed me in the TV show because she was pretty badass in the TV show, but she was still called Lady. And she didn't really add much. Like,
no, and
she was nice.
her whole personality was just swearing every 5 seconds and then doing something like you would consider like a male trait. It's that they've tried to like put a male character into it and put a female skin on it, and it just doesn't feel right. There's no nuance. So
my problem is that how is it I know the games are old, but with the TV show, how is it we're still getting female characters wrong? Because my little factoid is that Sigourney Weaver's character in Alien was written to be male, right? Originally written to be male, and then they just gender swapped it at the last minute. So they didn't change any of the dialogue, change any action scenes, change anything other than getting a female actress to play it. And it made it badass. She was an icon. That movie still, prevails against the test of time. And it's fantastic. And that is a female character done right, because they're badass regardless of gender. It's fantastic.
You write a character, not a gender.
Yeah. And I did this with Baldur's Gate. I rolled a dice to create my Baldur's Gate character because I hate character creation, so it didn't matter to me what I was going to be. But that's just write fucking women better, okay? We don't need short skirts. We don't need curse words to be badass. We just treat us like people, not genders.
Yeah. Preach.
So,
Preach. Love.
I did enjoy the Devil May Cry games. I did enjoy the TV show, but for the love of God, get some actual women on your team and stop making cliches.
This is how I feel about the Big Bang Theory. Like 100%. I'm like, even with the women that join, it's like, God forbid a woman cries over the Riders of Rohan soundtrack featuring Enya. God forbid,
Am I able to defend myself slightly for the Devil May Cry theory with Lady?
Give us your 2 cents.
So with Lady, with her trauma, it was because her father. Hey, spoilers, but it's been a fucking dead game for ages and everything.
It's an old game, yeah.
Her dad sacrificed her mother so he could become stronger, become a demon. Her dad wanted to become a demon, become strong and everything like that. So she made it her own personal hell, basically, in a sense, to hunt down her dad and kill him. So she threw away the name Mary because she was like, she wanted to throw away her own humanity to actually just do whatever it takes to kill her father. Hence why she threw away the name Mary. When fighting Dante, Dante's like, all right, lady. Yeah, it is a very misogynistic term, but he was like, I'm just going to keep calling you lady because you're not telling me your name. She was still a strong female character. She never showed any affection to him. On multiple occasions, shot him in the head.
He's wearing a mini skirt.
Yeah. Oh no, she's wearing a mini skirt and she's got short. She's got the like bloomers or whatever you call it underneath it. I know. Yeah, the dress is wrong, but I'm trying to and then she was like that scene where she's like, no, my name's not Mary anymore, because she's like, no, I don't want to be associated with you, Dad, because the actual scene when she was killing her dad, he kept going, Mary, 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 save me, and it's like, I'm not Mary anymore, and the closest thing she could just say, and just a new moniker for her to take was Lady. So
okay,
she's
right. So I like the backstory.
I just sent Jen a picture, by the way, just so we can get Jen's real opinion of this.
Right. I like the backstory. I object to the outfit because women who are on a quest of vengeance shouldn't be wearing a miniskirt. Okay, if that's their choice, that's fine.
Outfit? What outfit? There's basically
there's no need. There's no need for a miniskirt. No. Okay.
That's 2 tea bags and a bit of kitchen towel. What the fuck are you talking about? Jesus.
Right. So
I was never defending the outfit. I was never defending it.
Okay, but the writing is bad because she's then referred to as Lady throughout the majority of the game, and then in the TV show as well. So they've adopted that moniker.
The TV show screwed it up. The TV show screwed it up.
Okay, so I would have preferred it if, say, her gun was named something, or gun was named like fucking super duper explosion badass, right? I'm gonna just call me by my gun. That's better than I'll take a gender. I'll take a gender.
I don't know.
Like,
I'd rather misogyny than super duper explosion badass.
whatever the fuck it is, right?
That's way worse.
Okay, fine. I like. This is me going into my novels and my book reading. Okay, in the Sarah J. Maas universe, in the Throne of Glass, she has a secret identity and she runs away from her responsibilities, and her pal gives her a different name so that when her original name becomes too heavy, she can take the moniker of this new adopted name so that she still has a name that she doesn't have to be ashamed of. That is better fucking writing than I'll just take Lady. This bloke, I'm a lady, so I'll just take Lady. Yeah. Like, yeah. I've sworn to kill all demons. Yeah. Demons just arrived and I've tried to shoot him in the head and I failed and he's called me Lady, so I guess I'll use that.
You mean she wrecked the demons?
Well, she didn't wreck him.
One thing I will say about the show that I would like to kind of point out, they did make her outfit way
better.
It was not sexualized at all. It was combat gear, and it was like actually appropriate, I would say, for you.
Oh yeah, it was not related, but then like me and Isla had this discussion. She's in for the anime. She is not relative to the story whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a better idea. If she wants to be called Lady, fucking give her a title and some land and a nice fancy house, right? Empower her. Yes. Empower her with the title as opposed to just the gender.
Yeah. Love.
See, I just needed 2 minutes to think about it.
Lady.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Like, do it that way.
I want to make a slight confession to Isla.
Oh God.
So you started Devil May Cry 4.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of days ago.
I've never played it.
After watching you play it, I started it as well, and I am so far ahead of you right now.
I have work. I sleep at night.
Fucking men!
You have to do something better than me.
No.
Gender. What's my new name gonna be? Is it gonna be Mrs.?
Carly.
Is it gonna be Miss? Is it gonna be
Carly Sue?
Hen?
This is.
You're gonna call me Hen for the rest of my life?
This was 2 3-hour sessions that I played.
You are a more experienced gamer, and I'm playing it for the first time. You are naturally going to be faster than me.
It was just Isla mentioned about outfits.
Walt, Isla had friends and a life and a social circle, and you know.
Aye, totally.
Walt met Isla.
Yeah.
Walt had a TV, a PlayStation, and his right hand.
I'm fine with that. I'll take that.
I'll take that, yeah. So on that bombshell, I'm just going to leave you with a little thing of the day. I've got a new favourite song. It's been stuck in my head non-stop, 24/7. Singing it in work. I'm singing it when I go to bed. I'm singing it everywhere. It's Dug-a-Doo from the latest Doctor Who episode. If nobody's seen that, I would highly recommend you watch it. It's like a Eurovision Song Contest, but in space. And there is just like 3 little puppets, and all they sing is Dug-a-Doo, Dug-a-Doo, Dug-a-Dug-a-Dug-a-Doo, Dug-a-Doo, Dug-a-Doo, Dug-a-Dug-a-Doo. So that's been in my head all fucking week. So do with that information what you will. That's my new favourite song. Don't fucking slander it. Everybody look it up. Dug-a-Doo, Doctor Who.
My end comment I'd like to draw attention to is that this podcast predicted the future. GTA has been delayed, and we called it in January.
We did.
Thank you very much.
Also, check us out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
TikTok.
If you're not watching it on YouTube, check us out on Spotify and vice versa. And anything else you can think of. We're level 30 on all platforms, so go check us out. Give us a bit of support, because as we know, I'm poor as fuck. Buy me a PS5 so I can play Baldur's Gate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Any
everybody.
comments, Scott and Walt? Any lasting comments? Farewells.
I just want to say sorry to Walt. That was uncalled for.
It kind of was, yeah.
I'll bring it back in for the next episode. I'll defend myself, but yeah.
On that bombshell, we will say, I love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
Oh, amazing.